Hi everyone, Dave here at East Rosebud Fly and Tackle in Billings. Good morning. This is the third of the series on the Comparadun. What I'm going to tie for you this time is the actual Sparkle Dun. This was created by Craig Matthews in West Yellowstone back in the 1980s. He took the Comparadun and put on a sparkle or an Antron tail and made this into a mayfly emerger. One little different thing I'm going to do here is I'm also going to be using a poly wing instead of deer hair to show you if you don't like to mess with deer hair, there are alternatives. So for the wing, I'm using this Parapost, which is already watershed treated. It's waterproof. Body is the same olive UV2 fine and dry dub I used before. The hook is the same 900 BL TMC size 14. And for the tail, some of the Sparkle Emerger Dun. I'm using this in an olive brown, the same color, because I'm tying a blue-winged olive representative here. I'm starting off again with this Veevus 6.0 in olive, although you could use a lighter thread in this fly since I'm not going to be flaring any hair. Start at about the 70% point where I want the wing to be and bring it to the end of the shank. Now for the tail, I'm actually using this Sparkle Emerger yarn. Comes in strands like this. I actually take just a partial strand. You don't need to overdo this tail. Burn one end of it, that way I can use this from the unburnt end and not lose any fibers. I'm going to trim that up. Start that in here. Make sure it's on top and nice and square. Then you can slide this down and continue to wrap it forward. So you want this to be about hook shank length. This represents the shuck of the emerging mayfly. Does not need to be dense. It's supposed to be something you can see through. Now I'm going to dub a tapered body with this medium olive UV2 fine and dry dubbing. Any dry fly dubbing will do. But as I said in the second video, mid-season blue-winged olives are lighter in color than they are earlier and late. It has to do with light absorption versus light reflection and dehydration. We'll start here and taper it. This is a size 14, but with poly materials, it's very, very easy to tie this just as small as you want. You're not limited by the tips of the hair and the length of the tips. And I'm going to wrap this right up to that where I began the thread. Go ahead and finish my thread base. Alright, so this Parapost wing is already treated with watershed, so you do not need to put anything else on it. Just like with hair, I want it shank length. Trim off the butt end. Measure it. Here, 2 pinch wraps, one on top of the other. And then we'll have to actually move that around a little bit. A couple of wraps back to secure it. And like with the hair, I like to go ahead and post a wrap within the wing to keep it from collapsing forward after a couple of fish or after storage. And then all you have to do is manipulate it sideways. If you have any fibers that are underneath the hook, you can trim those off. And lastly, just a little bit of dubbing to finish it off. So for those who do not want to mess with hair, or they can't find hair in the wing colors that they like, poly material is a good option. I'm going to stand this up a little bit Take a wrap behind to cover the butts, and then finish here. Very durable fly, very fast to tie. It's all synthetic. Spread this wing out a little bit. And there you have a Sparkle Dun. Get my big fingers out of the way. With a poly wing on it. Okay? Thanks for joining. We'll see you next time.